Hello everybody, welcome to this week's Coffee Talk with Welton. Today I want to bring up a interesting question that a lot of people ask me is, do we need a mobile friendly website or not? And it's a pretty interesting question. So I want to show you some data and let you know whether I think you need one or not. So first of all is Google came out in April 21st of 2015. Basically, a few months prior to that, it gave everybody an alarm, a warning that on April 21st, they are going to come up with an algorithm to basically penalize those who don't have mobile-friendly website yet. And some of the people really took Google's suggestion and made their website more mobile-friendly. However, April 21st came around, nothing happened. So that's pretty interesting. So still majority of websites out there are still not mobile friendly. How could Google go out and penalize those who don't have mobile friendly website? So that's why I think it's an ongoing update. It's not a penalty. It just gives those websites that are a little bit more mobile friendly a little bit of boost. But even if you don't have mobile friendly website yet, it's not a penalty because at the end of the day, content is king. If your content is very solid on your website, it should naturally be ranked very well. So I still don't buy the concept that every business must need a mobile website right away. Of course, it's nice to have, but it doesn't mean that if you don't have one right now, you're penalized. And let's look at more data here. Google says on May 5th, around May 5th, saying that now there are actually more searches that's done on mobile compared to desktop. And that's actually very true because a lot of times, even myself, whenever I'm doing quick searches, if I'm running around or just in front of my sofa, I will still use my mobile device to do these searches. So naturally, of course, from a hits point of view, there are more searches that's being done on mobile devices now. But it still really depends on your type of services you're providing. If you're providing a very, very high ticket item, such as replacing windows or kitchen remodeling, those really do require quite a bit of homework. People do sit in front of your desktop computer and do these type of research. Then, of course, naturally, that people do spend a lot more time on their desktop to do these researches. Then having a mobile site doesn't become super urgent. And the other thing here is you could go into your Google Analytics and look at how many people are actually coming from mobile searches. If in your target area, of course, it really depends on where you are. Over here in San Jose, California, that's where I am at, a lot of mobile users. Then from Analytics, you might be able to see, wow, 40% of the people coming to my site are using their mobile devices. Then the urgency now becomes a lot more urgent for you to get a mobile-friendly website. But I think looking at some of the sites out there, if I look at home improvement space, typically about 20% or less of the people are using their mobile devices. Because most of these home improvement projects are high-ticket items. But if you're in plumbing, locksmith, then of course people tend to, since it's more urgent or quick searches, repairs, then people are going to use their mobile devices. So again, go back and look at analytics and see, hey, how many people are coming to the mobile, coming from mobile, and then that gives you a quick notice as to whether you need a mobile site right away. So I want to, if you don't know whether your website is mobile friendly or not, Google has this tool. It's google.com/webmasters/tools/mobile-friendly. So what you can do is basically you just type in your website here, and Google is going to run and see whether your website is mobile friendly or not. So we'll let this run and then see whether this website, homesealed.com, is mobile friendly or not. And while it's running, I want to tell you there's two different types of mobile friendly website. One of them is called responsive in design. what responsive InDesign means, it shrinks according to the size of your screen. So for example, if I'm using my iPad, then it will shrink according to this, right? It shrinks nicely. The text, everything is still very clear. Or maybe using my iPhone, then it shrinks according to the size of my screen, right? Still, everything is still very, very clear to read with big text. So that's what a responsive InDesign website does, is it shrinks according to the size of the screen that the user is searching from. So I would still, typically I highly suggest, if you're able to redo your website from scratch, you should get a responsive InDesign website, because that way you only have to maintain one website. But as a quick patch, for example, this client, the website, you can see if I shrink it, right, the text and everything doesn't shrink according to the size of my screen, right? Everything got cut off. So from a mobile device, it's not responsive InDesign. So for them, they do have a mobile dedicated website. So this is what the mobile version looks like. So from their iPhone, it does look like this, with big buttons for people to click on to get a free estimate, or tap to call. People can just call them directly, or they can expand into other sections on their site. So this is doable as well. So these type of websites are, I would still consider a quick patch, since this is just a standalone website for mobile. If down the road, I still think having a responsive InDesign website is still better, just simply because you only have to maintain one version of the website rather than having two versions of the website. One is desktop and the other one is mobile friendly. So before I forget, there's a question that people always ask is, tablet, like iPad, does it count as mobile device or not? It actually doesn't. It is still counts as a desktop version. Okay, so on desktop, it will look like this. And on mobile, then it will look like this. So the tool I was talking about for you to check whether your website is mobile friendly or not is this tool. So once you run it, it takes a minute or so to run, and you get to see over here, it says awesome, this page is mobile friendly. Okay, and it shows a screenshot of what it looks like. If it is not mobile friendly, it will tell you it's not mobile friendly. So highly recommend you to run through this tool, just check out, hey, whether your website is mobile friendly or not. And again, I just want to say here is the urgency is not super great if you go into analytics and see maybe only 10% of people are using their mobile devices. Then it's not urgent. But I still recommend, for the long-term aspect of the business, if you're redoing your website, it makes sense to get a mobile-friendly website. And the format will be responsive InDesign, like this one here. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you. Bye-bye.